All right. Anyway, well, hi everyone. As I mentioned, just welcome to our leadership school. A leadership school is a completely different uh, ball game to the normal business presentation. We dig into the company. We dig into the skills that are necessary to build a business. And the whole plan is to create each individual into being an independent distributor. That is the goal. And so we're going to be touching on some skills tonight and some attitudes, which I think will be important in the building of your business. And we're going to be covering two major, well, a lot of things, but two major skills. The one is the importance of recruiting and building an organization. And we're going to then touch on the importance of being able to present the business in a professional manner. So we'll cover those things in more detail, but the starting point here is to clearly have in our minds, what do we offer people? People who join Neolife, what do we offer? Why should they join us? A number of things. I like to say we offer life itself. I believe that. We offer people a better way of life, a healthier life. There's no question of doubt about it. People who go into our nutritional program have a better life. So it's life itself we offer. We offer people self-worth, to feel worthy about yourself. When you've got a purpose and you're being productive, you are feeling good about yourself. You have better self-worth. We offer people, above all, hope for a better tomorrow, or hope for a better future. And I think in this world and this day and age, there's no commodity more necessary than hope, giving human beings a hope for a better tomorrow. So we offer people a good business. We offer people good products. We offer people a great compensation plan. We offer people a great philosophy to work their life on and build, there's life skills and business skills. We offer a great philosophy to build your life on. We offer people vision. And one of the great things we offer is the fact that we come together as a group. Human beings love to be part of something good. And so, I believe that that's every reason. What more do you want? People need to come into our business because we offer so much. And that's the beginning. So I'm going to talk to you about something which I think is so important. Now, I'm digging in a little deep here, and I'm going to cover some points which I want you to make a note of and think about in depth, because so often you've got the right products, you've got the right plan, you know what you're doing, but there's something lacking. What is possibly holding you back? And, there was this great old philosopher, Johann Wolfgang Goethe, who lived centuries ago. I think he was German, okay? And, he made a statement, which I was reading about recently, and I just thought, gee, that's the key. That's the key to this whole thing. He said this: the moment one definitely commits oneself, the moment one definitely commits oneself, okay, providence moves in as well. So the moment you commit to something, providence, things start to happen. You all have had that in life. It's like when you want to buy a new Volkswagen Golf, let's say, all of a sudden, every car you see on the road is a Volkswagen Golf because your mind is open to that specific car. And it's like providence moves in to make it available because you suddenly become aware of it. So when the moment you've definitely committed yourself, all sorts of things occur to help you that would never have occurred otherwise. But you've got to have your mind made up, okay? You've got to be committed to that. So the moment you definitely commit yourself to building a successful Neolife business, listen to this: the right people will arrive at the right time and the right place. But it is that mindset that you've got to have in place that will attract the right people at the right time. So your power of intention will naturally attract the people you're seeking. Now that might be a little heavy, but it's factual. The moment, your power of intention, you've made up your mind, you'll naturally attract the people you succeed because of this, okay? You have to learn to attract them. They're already there, but you have to learn to attract them. How do we attract them? We attract them by removing our resistance, the things that are holding us back. They will show up when you are ready and able to receive them. The people will show up when you're ready and able to receive them. Now, how do you do that? Okay, how do you attract people? The first step, and listen to this, is to form a picture in your mind of the type of person you would like to have in your team. Form a picture in your mind of the type of person you'd like to have in your team, and then act in the way you want them to be. That's so important. You form this picture of the type of person, and I'll give you an example now, and then start to act in the way you want them to be. Because this is what we call the universal law of attraction. Okay? You will attract what you are. Now, it's a universal law. It's a principle. It's like gravity. Gravity is a universal law. If I jumped up onto the top of our roof here and I jumped off the side, where would I go? Up? No, I would go down like a stone. It's a law, the law of gravity. So there's this universal law of attraction, which is out there, but you have to learn how to use it. So now, here's the example. If you want to have or attract people who are ambitious, who are confident, who are caring, who are hardworking people, if that's the type of person you want to attract, then you have to start to act that way yourself. Ambitious, hardworking, caring, okay, etc. So if you want to attract people that are ambitious, confident, caring, hardworking, then you've got to act that way yourself. And they will appear because you have attracted them. It's a universal law. Okay, so that's important. Now, on the flip side of this whole thing is if you, for instance, if you are lacking ambition, if you are lacking confidence, if you're lazy, if you're uncaring, that's what you're going to attract. So you've got to get this thing right. And maybe this could be the little thing that could trigger the results, or the little thing that has been holding you back. If you can clear that, you'll most probably find you'll get into a completely new realm completely. Now, that's a little tough. I understand that, but think about that. Take some keywords there, put some thought into it, because it could be the very thing that has been lacking in your business. So I'm going to talk about the importance of recruiting. Now, we've already said, what the business has to offer. So you can be very confident and very proud about Neolife. And it's a business that uplifts people, gives them the vision, gives them the hope. Okay, so it's a good business to be a part of. So you can go out confidently. So mega success in our business is achieved when you master the skill of recruiting. Mega success is achieved when you master the skill of recruiting. If you only come into this business and you retail products, you will never have great success in this business. You'll make pocket money, yes, but you'll never create, recruiting. Customers do not build legacy. Distributors build legacy. So if you want to build mega success, you've got to get this recruiting sorted out, okay? Right. So recruiting, what you effectively do, whenever I do a business presentation, I speak about duplication of time. I speak about time management being the best kept secret of the rich. That only comes through mega recruiting. So it is by far the most important activity you've got to master. Recruiting is the gateway skill to mega success in the business. Recruiting is the gateway skill to mega success in your business, and you've got to make it your priority activity. Okay, so there are 7 steps to getting this recruiting sorted out, and I'm just going to go through them very simple. And the first one we basically already covered. Make up your mind, a decision to commit that you will engage. I will engage myself and master the skill of recruiting. Make up your mind before you do anything. Make up your mind you're going to do it, because you'll attract what we were talking about. Number 2, develop the recruiting mindset. Okay. In other words, have the correct posture. And the correct posture is this: I have a gift to share that can change people's lives. That's the correct posture. What we're doing is good for people. It's like a gift. And a gift is only a gift when it's given away, isn't it? If you keep a gift to yourself, it's of no value. A gift is a gift when you give it away. So have the right posture. I have a gift to share with people that can change their lives for good health, good wealth, and a better life. Bad posture, on the other hand, so we've got good posture we spoke about, but bad posture is when you have what I call a begging mentality. You think everyone's doing you a favor by joining your business. It's, you're beaten before you even start there. Please help me. Get your mindset right to you have a gift that will help them, okay, have a better life. So that was number 2, the recruiting mindset. So we said, number 1, make up your mind, the decision. Number 2, develop the recruiting mindset. Number 3, successful distributors collect friends. Now, you've got a bunch of friends going back from since you were at school in grade 1. You know people, okay? It's so important that you start a journal of names and start reactivating those friends, because you collect friends long before they become prospects. Isn't that important? So reactivate those friendships, and the right time will come. The right people will come. The right place will come. Become creative. There's Facebook, obviously. There's things like sports clubs. You're involved in a social circle. You basically have circles of influence. You have your relatives, you have your friends, you have your acquaintances, and you have total strangers. Now, the interesting thing is this: 95 to 98% of your business is going to be built out of the 4th area, total strangers, people you haven't met yet. But start with your friends, then move to your relatives, or your relatives, your friends, your acquaintances, and then total strangers. Okay. So, right. What else can we tell you about this? Number 4, develop, if you're going to recruit well, develop positive daily habits. Every day, add 2 names to your list. Now, this is a discipline. You've got your names journal. Make a point of every day introducing yourself to new people. I'm not saying inviting them to the business. I'm just saying make 2 new contacts per day. It's a discipline that you should work on. It's a daily habit. Another daily habit you should work on is strive to do 1 presentation a day. By the way, if you got 2 names every day, that would be 700 people per annum. Okay, that's in theory, but it just shows you what it's possible. If you did a presentation every day, you could be doing 300 presentations. If you do 300 presentations, you've got to build a mega business, whether you like it or not. And the third thing is study and develop your personal growth. Be prepared to grow, read good books, come to training, learn good things, get to the conventions, get on the overseas trips that we offer. Stay involved, grow as an individual. It's exciting if you do that. Number 5, be prepared and have all the tools that you need to do this business effectively. In other words, know your business. Become professional at your business. Get yourself a little briefcase with all the tools you need. You've got pens, you've got application forms, you've got, I know a lot of these things are done online these days, but you've got the books with the product in, and you've got the marketing plan. Get yourself organized so that you can actually do it in a business-like manner. Number 6, that is, enthusiasm is the most infectious thing around. People are basically bored stiff with life. And if you're enthusiastic about something, you just naturally attract people around you. So be enthusiastic about your business, and you will attract people, because people are looking for fun. And make sure in your business, talking about fun, obviously there's the fun thing the company offers, but what fun things do you offer? Maybe you should have a team picnic on Sunday, or that's just an example, or a little luncheon something, or go out to a movie, or do something to make it fun in your business. Number 7, think big. Success thrives on momentum. Okay, so challenge yourself to get a minimum of 20 people into your team per month. Now, if you do that, my dear friend, you will build a mega business. Okay, so that's the recruiting, some ideas on recruiting, which might help you have a better way of life, okay, and a better business. Now, I want to just work on to something which I'm going to just put this flip chart here, and I hope you can see it. And let's see if we can put that into the right. I'm going to talk about sharing the business and growing your business. We've got here what we call the wedge of interest. Okay, a wedge of interest, the wedge starts with the thin edge of the wedge. Hang on, let me put this down a little bit because you can't see that there. Okay, so the wedge of interest, can you see that? Okay, so you start with 0 interest, and the goal is to take them through the steps to a point where they say, yes, I'm interested. So you're taking them from 0 interest to 100% interest. That is the goal. So we use a wedge to do that. Can you see that? I think that's quite clear. Right. Okay. So let's start with the thin edge of the wedge. The starting point is your story. It's your identification. People will only join you if they know you, they like you, and they trust you. So you have to identify with people. And the response you want to get is below the line. They're just like me. If your identification is good, people are going to say, I like him. I know him, I like him, and I trust him. Because people will only join you if they know you, like you, and trust you. Okay, so there we are. So I like him, your ID. Now, what is involved? It starts off with your story. Now, your story is 2 minutes worth, and you've got to work out your own personal story. Have you taken time to work out your own personal 2-minute story? A story comprises of a couple of things. Number 1, your background, your name, your occupation, where you live, whether you're married, whatever, whether you've got children, pets, hobbies, or anything like that, because people like to know something about you. So get your background sorted out. Number 2, your pain and your problem. Okay, in other words, what was your problem before Neolife? A lot of people talk about health problems, but we spoke about the fact that we were working as hard as we knew how in a business world, and we were broke. It was a problem. We were sick and tired of mediocrity. We were sick and tired of being broke 5 days after the month end. You know that feeling. That was our problem. That's what motivated us to join the business. So your pain or your problem, tell them what your problem was, okay? So they can identify with that problem. He's just like me. I've got the same problem. It might be your problem. I was looking to send my kids to a private school, and they wanted 25,000 Rand a month or something ridiculous at a private school. That was my problem. Okay, so talk about your problem. Okay, they'll identify with your problem. Number 3, how Neolife has and will be the solution. You start saying, I've only been part of this for 6 weeks or 6 months, and gee, I've earned my first little bonus of 1,000 Rand or whatever it is, and it's beginning to contribute to solving my problem. So you talk about how Neolife has solved or has become part of your solution. And number 4, you talk about how you see the future. I'm excited about the future because now I have the vehicle that is going to take us to buying that new house. Now I have a vehicle that can get Johnny into Kersley College, whatever the case might be. You follow that? So sort out your 2-minute story. It mustn't be longer than 2 minutes. All right. Couple of tips here. Once you've done that, ask good questions because you want to hear what their need is. Okay, so you ask good questions. You become a very good listener. You don't have to be a very good talker. The better you listen, the more people enjoy your company. If you get in there and smother them in words, people run away from that. They reject you. So be a very good listener. When you listen, establish their hot button. What is the thing that they need? What is the thing that switches them on? What is their hot button? Okay, and then you're trying to build rapport. You're trying to build that relationship with them because I know him, I like him, I trust him. The moment you break that barrier down, people are on your side and people will want to be part of your business. So that identification process in your business presentation, and by the way you'll learn to do this is when I do a business presentation or Drew does it or whoever does a business presentation, we go along, we use this wedge of interest. It's like the framework that you build your business on. And the first part of the framework is learn to identify with people so that they know you, like you, trust you. The second part of it is creating the need. What is their need? Okay, and if you've listened well and you found their hot button, you're going to know what their need is because people join to solve their needs. Okay, for instance, life challenges. What are their life challenges? The uncertainty of the world as we live in today. The world, I've been around for many, many years. I've never known a world as uncertain as the world we live in. Isn't it funny? And to me, Neolife is like a beacon of light. I look around and I see people who are on pension today and living on their meager capital assets. And that's scary because, interest is disappearing, capital is disappearing. So having a Neolife source of income is a beacon of light for so many people today. It's never been as necessary as it is. So the uncertainty we're living in, the cost of living that people are experiencing. You go into a little Woolworths or anything like that, and you've got a little bag this big, and it's 500 Rand or more in your one little bag, okay? So these are cost of living things. These are the needs. Job insecurity. People are losing jobs. And, there's this big giant of a company up in the North Coast here, which is folding. The job loss that is going to come from that is scary. It is scary. So there's job uncertainty, and then there's pension uncertainty. Even in Britain, there's worry about the pension schemes and things that they put aside for people. So people need our business now than they've ever needed it before. So there's the second column. Create the needs. Find what their needs are. And the answer to that is, I'm in trouble. The stronger you could use another word there, which is a little harsher, attack them on their situation in a nice way. Because they've got to say, I'm in trouble. If you don't, excuse me, if you don't get strong on that, you don't get a result to your meeting. The third little column here is a solution. Okay, excuse me a sec. No, could you get some water? So what is the solution? The Neolife business solution. Here you would talk about, for instance, it's your own business. That's a solution. You're not working for a boss. You're taking control of your own destiny. Part-time. Folks, this part-time is such a big part of our business, and you've got to appreciate that. The fact that they can start this business part-time and continue to earn their full-time income, that's a plus factor second to none. We say, find yourself 10 hours per week. It's not a spare time business, it's a part-time business. You speak about the Neolife partnership. In other words, how Neolife backs them up, how Neolife is their business partner. They do not work they're in business for themselves, but they've got Neolife as a business partner. Then you talk about the 3 daily success habits, okay, which we know is number 1, use the products. Number 2, share the products and the business opportunity. Number 3 is grow personal growth, develop as a person. Those are the 3 daily success habits. And I'm just giving you the outline so you know the structure of how you can build your own meeting, because you need to be able to do your own business meeting irrespective. You don't need to wait for the Thursday night meetings. You've got to learn to do it yourself every day by yourself without waiting for your leader or your upline to do that. Until you do that, my dear friends, you're not going to build a mega business. So you must take that responsibility. And then the last little section there is circles. You know the circles. I'm not going to do them now, but when I do a business presentation, don't just sit and listen. Draw the circles with me. You're sitting at home, listening to the Zoom, take pen and paper, take notes, draw the circles and practice and practice and practice. And you know, the way you learn something is by making mistakes. You'll never be perfect. I do a meeting and I think, oh, I messed up on that. Do the meeting anyway, folks. Don't wait for perfection. Perfection, it's all work in progress, okay? So that is the third part, the solution to your business in this wedge of interest. Now, the response you want to get from these people is, that makes sense. Hey, what the guy's saying makes sense. Okay, so the response is, I like him, he's just like me. I'm in trouble. Hey, that makes sense. That neo-life business makes sense. Then you move to the fourth little section, which is what we call the close. Okay, and in the close, there are a couple of little segments that we go through. And when I do a business presentation, I do it every time. Just make notes as you go. Number 1, you've got to have the desire. We are not trying to build a business by twisting people's arms into something they don't want to do. That is a waste of time for them and for me and you. So we are looking for people who are looking for opportunity. Write that down. We are looking for people who are looking for opportunity. We're not trying to cajole or push or beg people into this business. We're looking for people who are looking for opportunity. So they need to have the desire. The second thing is, once you've got the desire, isn't it amazing what God said? When you set yourself, something will appear. That's how often happens in life. I've experienced it. You've experienced, when you think about something, a result will come, something will appear. An opportunity will appear. And neo-life is nothing more than a vehicle or an opportunity. The third thing is to take the action. Let me take some water, please. Excuse me a second. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so it's desire, it's the opportunity of neo-life, and here you can talk about how neo-life supports you, and the action. Now, when it comes to action, this is where we have to overcome excuses. You do that in your meeting, and there are 3 main excuses. The first one is, oh, I can't sell, or I don't know people, okay? Or my wife won't let me, or I haven't got time. These are all excuses that you have to learn to overcome, because excuses are for the weak. We're not looking, excuses will keep you broke. Excuse me. So this is the close we're talking about. And here, the response is, I better get started soon. And that's where you refer them back to your sponsor, sign them up online, or finalize the decision in some way. Okay, so that is really just an overview of what our business presentation is all about. And I hope that's that framework. It's a framework like the chassis of a motor car. You build your motor car on a chassis, you build your meeting on a chassis or on a framework. So you've now got the framework, you've now got the mental idea of committing yourself correctly to it. And I think that might help you along the way. So it is now my great pleasure to call my beautiful wife and partner in to talk to you about some other things. So thank you for your time. Really do appreciate it. God bless.
There we are. Hello, everyone. Let's see. There we are. That's good. Thank you, Rory. it's that story. Oh man, it's such a good thing. I'll get that story out to all of you. That what he was showing you, the just little steps, the 4 little steps. I'll get that out to you tomorrow. I'll send it WhatsApp. I'll photograph it and send it. So I was just get all your names and be able to send it out. Otherwise, I'll send it to the leaders, and you can send it out to the team on the call here. But you know what I want to do is I want to just say there's some emotions in the leadership. So what we're doing is we're doing this leadership thing tonight, and then next week on Thursday we're doing a getting started. Now you might have a different way around, but the leadership is really leading ourselves. The first person we've ever got to lead is ourselves. And so that's why we started with the leadership. And then we're going to do the getting started, and all the old people also still need to get started, because we need to get ourselves started every single day and keep ourselves going. So, there's some leadership emotional things that we've got to deal with for ourselves. And they're just a few. For instance, the one is disgust, where you are so fed up with yourself or your situation, you just say, that's it, I've got to change. Things have got to change. We were absolutely fed up with, I've had enough of being broke. I've had enough of thinking things are going to get better without doing anything about it. Now I've found something, and this is going to change it. I don't know if you've ever got to the stage where I'm not living at this hectic, mediocre life anymore. I'm getting out of it, and I'm going to do it. Or whatever it is, whether it's weight, whether it's energy, you just get so disgusted with that thing. And so sometimes it's very good to get that emotion going inside of you. Maybe it's having to go to work and leave your kids at home. You just have had enough. So you're going to change something. And it's called the day that turns your life around. And that day is a magnificent day. It's probably the lowest time in your life that's giving you the most vision, maybe. But anyway, it's always good, that resolve. Okay, then you've got the decision side. We have to deal with the conflicting emotions that come with making decisions. When we reach a fork in the road, often there is an internal civil war in us. Our decisions now set the course of action. We have to make a decision. You can't turn a blind eye. You can't just sit in the fork of the road and not make a decision, because the one thing that's going to frustrate you is indecision. So if you've decided to make near life your new path, it doesn't have to be your only path. If you've got a job, or if you're a full-time mom, or whatever it is, it's part-time, as Rory said, but it's a path that you're going to make a change that you want to change. And then the third thing that Rory has also spoken of is a really, 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 really strong desire. A strong, strong desire that comes from your inside. It doesn't come from outside. It's from the inside out, where you just know, your tummy just goes loops, and it's triggered by outside things, but it's a desire from deep inside, and this is it. You're going to do it, so anyway, so anything can trigger desire. A great song can trigger a desire. A picture with a great holiday place can trigger a desire. A very sad situation can trigger a desire. A conversation with a friend can trigger a desire. Something that says, I want to now, or I'm never going to, and one of the things that triggered a desire with me was my father passed away 5 months before he had planned his whole life for an early retirement. So he had time freedom. And that was just he worked so hard all his life and now he's not even around to enjoy it. It was just an external thing that just made me know that I was not going to fit into the system of having a boss forever. It was going to be when then I got married, it was going to be our life, our rules and our way. But it's hard to find that. We found it in their life. And then the next thing is a resolve that somebody says, I will. The minute you make that resolve, you're not wishy-washy, it's not gray, it's black and white. It's a do or die. It's nothing's going to stop me. And that is the thing. I mean, we were criticized. I mean, you can imagine 45 or however many years ago, it was such a new thing. And there were two companies that had been here in the network marketing a few years that had been around, and they ran away with people's money. Now we in a network marketing business trying to get people to join us, and we were laughed at, we were criticized, and you can't believe it. I mean, Rory's father said, for goodness sake, go and get a proper job. We said, we're done with proper jobs. We know what we're doing. We trust the people. We trust the company. Now you can say it's been around 64 years and hasn't run away with anybody's money. They've got integrity, the scientists. I mean, we've got so much more now than we had then, but it's a resolve that I'm going to, and nothing's going to stop me. We'd had jobs. We'd had good corporate jobs. We'd had our own business. We were in huge business debt because people didn't pay us. And we just knew that this was the right thing. So, it's your disgust at what's happening in your life and you don't want it anymore. Enough's enough. A decision you make, a desire you have, and this resolve that I'm going to do it no matter what. And, sometimes it doesn't mean to say, it makes it any easier, but what makes it easier is a decision. It's a black and white decision. Not should I, shouldn't I? It's a decision and you just get on with it. And so that for me was a very important thing. Okay, I hope it's important to you. I hope you're getting the gist of it. And then next week, we're going to do this getting started with a little bit more a decision, but I'm just going to do this here. Let's see if we can see what I've written up here. You can see what I've written up there. Okay, nearly. There we are. So I know there's some new people on the call, or relatively new people, that I want to just go over a marketing plan. But the thing is, what I'm trying to do here is do step by step, because so often people join, and I was one of them. We joined and we wanted to get to the top. We wanted to earn what the top people were earning. We wanted it now, like instant. And people are becoming more and more instant, wanting instant results. And when something is worthwhile and genuine, businesses have to be built. Relationships have to be formed. You've got to learn. So let's start with the very, very first thing, is the learning thing. Yeah, right here, learning. We come in and we've got to learn. And for me, it was an absolute, I had never thought of any business. I didn't know where to start, but I just hung on to everybody's word and I learned from people. And this is the top priority of all distributors. So I'm going to start as a distributor here. You're a distributor and you have a discount. And here we are. You have a discount and your job is to basically do a minimum of personal PV of 100 points a month. That's what we all should be doing. 100 points a month. It's a top priority for distributors to get the basics of to get started. So we're going to go into more of the getting started next week, but using the product to tell your story. Initially you just start saying, hey, I've never got excited. I know my first story is I've never got excited about a cleaning product in my life. But I tell you what, this Super 10 is beyond magnificent because it's not caustic, it's not toxic, and look at what it does. And I'll show people what it does. And I'm excited about it because it's saving me at least 1/3 to 2/3 of my cleaning bills. And and so it goes on. So my story started with Super 10. Your story could start with Trianen, but it's a month end. Hopefully you're buying some cleaning products now from your business. So using your product to tell your story, and then why you got involved in a business. What do you want to achieve? Okay, so now building customers. Yeah, you are building customers. You are going to build distributors, but here you're going to start building your PV volume. You want it to get bigger because you want some money from the business, and the more PV volume, the more business there is. So we just start getting you want to learn to build your volume. This is where you start learning by drawing up your list of names, getting hold of your getting started booklet and working through that. And as they say from here, you learn from doing. So just start doing, start using, start doing. Working part-time on your business and working full-time on your mind. That begins here and continues all the way through your journey. Your mind, your books. What have you got? What books have you got in your bookcase? Are they going to uplift you? Or are they just going to waste your time? The people you spend time with, are they uplifting, or do they pull you down? Do they criticize you? Do they complain? Do they make you feel nervous about being alive, or do they uplift you and give you hope? So that's where we are starting our own business. We've got to be careful of the people we spend the most time with. We've got to overcome challenges and obstacles. And, talking about some people, I had to step aside from some of the family members that I had because they affected my mind. They affected my hope for the future. They affected me. So when we had a family get together, I gave them the best time ever. But that was not very often because I couldn't afford the time to spend with those people because I had to build a future. Rory and I about building a future. That meant we had to be careful of who we spent time with. And so we were mindful of that. And remember right here, your goals. Now you're going to be sick of what's your goal? What's your vision? If you don't have one, you cannot hit a target that does not exist. So you'll be floating around in your business if you don't have a target that you want to hit. If you don't have something that's important, it doesn't have to be the biggest target, but it has to be something. And you will grow into something else and grow into something else. So, get your Getting Started book and start looking at that. The new one is really, really good. So distributor here, now we start performing. What happens when we start performing here? We start getting some more distributors. We want to get some more distributors. We're getting some customers. We're using the product. So now we are starting to take some action. We're going to get some results by doing. It's like learning to swim. It's all very well learning to swim or knowing how to swim. But until you actually get in the pool, you get in the water, and you actually take the action, you'll never learn to swim. And it's the same with our business. So to reach our full, we have to reach our full potential. And growth isn't optional. It's required. We've got to perform, and performers, let's have a look at what performers actually do. They are they work together as part of a team, they initiate activity, they get started, they communicate freely. Performers are available to their team and customers to communicate to them. They don't go off the grid for 24 hours unless, work, just have your rules and set your times where people can contact you. And I understand some people are at work all day, so obviously it'll be after hours. You can say, listen, I get home at 5, phone between 5 and 6, or whatever, or WhatsApp me. But initiate activity, be open to communication, and communicate with your upline. Your upline wants to help you, so you have to communicate with them. It's very, very important. Don't you blank them, because that's the end of your relationship. So performers grow their belief and demonstrate their conviction of the business. How do people see your belief in your business? It's so important, because we want you to get results there. So you give of your best in every situation, focus on your priorities, and your priorities: using the product, finding customers, and recruiting distributors. And you'll get distributors from customers. Some distributors end up as customers, but just get the people to where they want to go, and respect where they want to be, and work with them where they want to be, and we'll grow them. Okay. So that's priority, and get results. For performing, we want results. Now, I understand that not everybody does what they say they're going to do. So just be aware of that. If this one doesn't do what they say they're going to do, find another one. But the biggest thing to help people get results is to help your distributors build other legs. That's the most satisfying thing for your new distributor who is maybe quite nervous or whatever. Help them get some legs, work with them, get them some customers, help them make a choice of what products they can use or what replaces certain things that they're already using, and just work with that person. So I'm saying, distributors, be open to working with your sponsor, so that you as the distributor can get them results. And then I learned, so many people said this, the tallest trees catch the most wind. So if you're getting criticized and if you're getting whatever, you are doing something. If you're not getting noticed and nobody's commenting, then you're not doing anything. So just the tallest trees catch the most wind. So if you're doing all sorts of things and you're getting people letting you down or whatever happens in life, so what? Just move on. You're doing it with the best intentions. Now then, let's have a look at the leading side. The leaders, find and develop people. So you're going to grow yourself, but you are going to, I'll write it here. A manager, for instance, does 100 points, always 100 points over 500 points in the team. So your manager could have a few people and you're doing 500 points. Then we look at the senior manager. That senior manager does 1,000 points with his team, 1,000 points. So if you are building a distributorship of 250 points with what you use, your customers, and maybe a couple of distributors, you've got 250 points. 1,000 points needs you doing 250, and you get 3 other people doing 250. That's your 1,000. I mean, it never is exactly perfectly rounded at 250, but work towards that. 4 of you doing 250, and you can grow your business from there. to get 4 people, yourself plus 3, maybe you have to get 10 people. And some will do 50, some will do 10, some will do 500 even, so, but let's just say you plus 3 get your 1,000 in. So now you are starting to lead the way. You become a senior manager. Become a problem solver. Yeah, just maybe their order got lost. Maybe they need help. Just be a problem solver there. Be a good communicator and be available to your team. Then we look at leaders developing. Here we've got leading. Now we've got developing leaders. So now let's have a look at going from senior manager to executive manager. And this is quite a lovely position. And I'll tell you why. An executive manager is 2,000 points with their team. And they must have built their 250 personal PV. Okay, so let's have a look here. I'm just going to do something here. There we are. So 250 points over 2,000. That's a very, very important position, because here you are developing other senior managers, some leaders that are going to grow. And as you grow, you go 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, and then you become a direct on 4,000 points. So as long as you keep doing your 2,000 over 250, the very next month that you are able to do 250 personal points over a team of 4,000, you become a director. And that's so exciting, because you're on the top of your sales volume bonus. You will be getting 25% sales volume bonus. So now here you're getting no bonus. Yeah, you're getting no bonus. You're just getting your discount. As a manager, you're going to get your 5% bonus. 5%. Okay, which is just a little cashback. Just a little cashback. As a senior manager, you're going to get your 10% bonus. As an executive manager, you're going to get your 15% bonus. If you do 3,000 points, you get 20% bonus, but you're still an executive manager. To get to director, where you're getting your 25% bonus, it's of your business volume. So your discount as a distributor is 25% of your business volume. Now you're getting 25% of bonus of your business volume. 25 and 25 is what? 50%. So suddenly the product you're using, you're getting 50% on. The product you're selling, you're getting 50% on. It makes a big difference. And for me, that was huge, because we were really, this was our only form of income at that stage. So I needed that, and we had to fight to get to that director. So I'm saying that's your sales volume bonus. Now, if we look at developing leaders, or leaders developing leaders, and I'm going to just quickly go here, where you are now a direct. Okay, and your business is at least 4,000 personal, 4,000 team points, and you're on your 25% sales volume bonus. So you've come from 5% up to 25% bonus on volume. And you see why it's so important that you recruit, because you can't do this alone. Okay, you can't do it alone. And so now we're looking at you as a leader developing other direct distributors. Okay, if you develop one direct distributor I'm not talking about volumes and confusing, but other direct distributors, fully qualified. Between the two of you, you do 10,000 team points with all your people involved. You will then go on to what is called a leadership development bonus. So now you've got your leadership development bonus here. So you're going to pick up anything from 3 to 6% on that next director. When you get a leader developing another leader, you'll pick up on that one. And it goes for 3 levels deep. So you are a leader developing other leaders, you get rewarded because the volume. Now you can imagine a big soap company, for instance, and all the advertising they do for their soaps, all that money goes to the advertising agent. All that money goes to you here because of you doing the talking, you building the volume. So now your leadership development bonus is when you get at least 1, you have got a network development bonus when you get 6 other directors. Leadership development bonus, you go from there to there, plus, plus, plus. So there, all we've got to do right now is concentrate on your sales volume bonus to get you to director. But thereafter, I just want to point out that there are another 2 amazing areas of income. And it's on a far, far greater volume than just you as a director. And so it's a very, very, very fair program. He who does the work gets the pay. So basically, what we've got to do is we have got to look at surrounding our people, ourselves, with leaders who have the potential to eclipse what you're doing, be better than you, have more ability than you. Just build big businesses. The important thing is what you dream. Is it compelling enough? What you speak, is it compelling enough? Is it exciting you and is it exciting the people around you? That's what I want to ask you, because that's the important thing. So our program is very simple. It's in your compensation book, but I just want to say is let's focus. If you are not a director yet, let's focus on getting you to a director. So that's your sales volume bonus. You're going to get 8,000 to 10,000 Rand a month when you do that. When you get 3 directors, you're going to be getting 15 to 30,000, depending how it's made up, extra part, and it's part-time, can be part-time. When you get your 6, you're then hitting your 90 to 100,000 Rand a month. So what I want to say is it might be very slow in the beginning. It might be very small, but all I want you to do is get a check. You get your 100 Rand, you get a deposit into your account, a 200 Rand. That is good because you know you can add 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 noughts to that as you grow. So what we say is let's just hit a target that's going to get you a little bit of extra cash back and grow from there. Okay, so what I really wanted to say is this. It is such an exciting business. The products are amazing. Take enough of them and you can literally help your body fix almost anything. You know, I get very excited when I see people overcoming irritations or even really serious illnesses, you know. So I want you to just remember that we talk about our mindset, and that is, if you haven't concentrated on that before, it can be a little confusing, but our subconscious mind functions voluntarily. Okay, whether we make an effort to influence it or not, it can be good for you and it can be bad for you. So what I'm saying is, I want you to influence your subconscious mind very, very intentionally with your imagination, and imagining when you're a director, when you're a Ruby director, just imagine whatever you want. You see, I don't know what you want, but imagine having that extra income. What you're going to do with it? Imagine planning a holiday. I mean, it drove us crazy. We planned a Disney World holiday with our kids. We had to do it, but when they turned 10, because they were born during our start of this business. And we started at a very low level in the business, a tough time of our lives. So we just knew we wanted to reward ourselves as a family because we were working hard. And we just knew we used to have so much fun thinking about this. And we did it. And to this day, we can still laugh as a family as to what we did. We stayed in a treehouse in Disney World. It was just the greatest fun we ever had. And all the fun in Disney World, you know, so that was just something that we did, and our imagination with it drove us. It made us excited thinking about it. And in your Getting Started workbook on page 8, there are 15 ideas to help with your why, our why, reason we've begun in near life. Get your why. You change it, but get your why. Get something that, you can't wait to get up in the morning and see what the day brings, see who you're going to meet. I remember saying to somebody who said, I'm going to give this business up. And I said, well, I can't, because I'm too curious. I'm too curious to know who I'm going to meet tomorrow, who I'm going to meet around the corner today, as to where I'm going to go with that person and whose lives I'm going to change. I'm far too curious. So, you know, that sort of mentality drove me to just know I'm going to meet the right people. So, you know, get your story. Imagine economic freedom. Imagine that. Get your story. You see, your subconscious feeds on random thoughts, and thoughts of defeat and thoughts of fear can really bring you down. Or thoughts of success, thoughts of achieving dreams that you've had, doesn't matter how small or how big, it doesn't matter. And if we neglect our thoughts, we can end up feeling absolutely hopeless. And once again, I'm going to say this, it depends on who you spend your time with. So just be careful. Just choose wisely. Choose what books you read wisely. Choose your activity wisely. Choose your thoughts wisely. And life is good when you do that. So negativity happens. Absolutely. Do I get let down? Yes. Do I get sad? Do I get despondent? Yes, because that's life. Not every day in your life has been the best day ever without near life. Now you're in near life, and we all expect every day to be the most perfect day. No, it won't be. But we recognize negative thoughts, and we never let them take root in our mind. We harness our positive thoughts. We harness the good things that have happened to us today, this week, whatever. We harness good emotions, and we mindfully inject the positives into our imagination, into our faith, into our emotions. And that is how we become, as Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich says, a man is as big as his thinking. You know, so fear and indecision and hate and indifference are dangerous places to be in. So, you know, I just am very excited that we've had an hour together with us, and, we've got a week till the next time we meet on Zoom. And I just am excited about, I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear what you're doing. And as I say, not every day needs to be a good day. We grow through decisions we have to make. We grow through problems we have to solve. And, let's just feel good through our nutrition. Let's feel good. And then we have the energy to do what we need always. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. And what one are you? I just am excited, and I want to get all your names so I can send out that little thing that Rory showed you on making your story. And I'm here to say good night. And Rory joins me in saying ciao, and God bless you all.